Well, hello everybody and welcome back. It's a really hot day today. It's summertime. It's really humid outside. I haven't been filming much on the trail because I'm just trying to get to my location as quick as possible because there's lots of bugs out here. So yeah, today I decided to come to a waterfall since I haven't done the waterfall in a little bit, and it's a new waterfall, so I'm really excited about this one. I just found it on the internet. It's not a really popular fall. I don't see it much on the internet, so I'm really excited about this unique and new waterfall I'm gonna go and discover. So let's just keep going here. Probably like 500 meters away from the falls, and it's getting really swampy. The trail is all falling down trees, so this last kilometer is pretty difficult. It's a total of almost 6 kilometers to go there, so 12 in total around, give or take. But just look at this though. Look at that. Probably a moose skull, if I have to guess. If you guys know, tell me, but I think it's a pretty good guess to say that it's a moose.
Well, it looked bigger than a deer head, so that was the only other option I had, really. I finally made it out the swamp, and now all I had to do was walk down this hill, and then I would get to the worst part of the hike. If you like the video so far, please don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps out.
Alright, so after that steep climb down, made it to the river. The unfortunate part is the trail. You have to cross the river. So I gotta go on the other side. Got my boots in my hands. So I didn't bring any shoes, so I'm gonna have to be really careful to not get any sharp rocks. So wish me luck. Here I go.
So, as you can tell, I didn't record any of this because it was just way too sketchy, and at one point I thought I was going in the water, but luckily I made it to the other side.
All right, so I can hear the river right now. Oh, it's a lot of bushwhacking these last couple kilometers. Swamp, crossing rivers. There's no trails that really leads up to the fall. Starting to see some cascade, some like the river. There's cascading river. Some moose poo. I just stepped in it. We're getting close. I see the big cliffs, and in between each of the cliffs, there's the big waterfall. So this is gonna be a really cool spot. Oh, nice. Wow. Yeah. It's really, oh wow. Wow, okay, look at this, guys. Cascades, and then the waterfall. I don't think there's many people hiking all the way up here with thousands of dollars worth of camera gear. So I gotta make the most of this, but this should be pretty cool. I think I'm gonna go like these middle cascades and try to get the big waterfall and some cascades into the foreground. So I think that's going to be the plan, but I might go for a little dip right in this little pool here. This was worth it. Like, look at this, we're just like in a little canyon. This is amazing. Took a break or anything. I'm really eager to shoot this fall before it rains or anything. You know, I don't want to take any chances. It's been hard to get up here, so I just want to get at least 1 or 2 shots in before I think about doing anything else. And I think I'm only going to be staying here for a couple hours because I don't want to be walking back in the dark. So I think for the first shot, I'm trying to find some some nice white cascades. There's some really nice ones up there, but I think they're going to be really hard to get to. I'll go check later, but I'm going to do something safe first. And I got this little cascade here, and I have a clear view of that big waterfall. So I think I'm just going to take my tripod here, go really low to the ground, and try to include these little cascades and center. Well, we'll see what happens, and then have the waterfall in the background. So yeah, let's give that a try. All right, so for this composition, I'm using the little cascade here. Oh man, there's bugs everywhere. I'm using this little cascade, and the flow of the water is finishing on the bottom right of the frame. And then I have the waterfall off center to the left. Because there's a bit more interest on the right side. On the left side, there's this big boulder, and I don't know, it's not pretty on the left. There's nicer elements on the right. So I'm giving a bit more room on the right for the nicer elements on the background, and also for the flow of the water. So because I'm doing that, that's why the waterfall is off center to the left. Another thing I'm doing is the waterfall is a really bright white. So I'm taking in a different exposure just for the white. So I'm underexposing, and I'll do that in Photoshop. It looks pretty cool. I like the contrast of the really bright white of the waterfall and then this little cascade in the foreground. Yeah, I think it looks really nice. So here's the image, guys. Tell me what you guys think.
I can't believe that this waterfall is just an hour drive away from where I live, and I definitely have to come back here in the fall. Not this year because I missed it, but next year, once the colors pop, I definitely have to come back to this waterfall. So right after this shot, I decided to take my long lens out and take a detailed shot of the fall. Honestly, I'm not a huge fan with this image, but you know, art is subjective, so you might like it.
So I'm really liking this little section. I really wish I could go over here because there's some water that's just trickling from in between the rocks, and it looks really cool, and I really want to go there. And then like, I don't think I'll be able to make that.
But I did. After I saw my brother go through the river, he told me it was doable, so I didn't walk all the way up here not to get the shot. This scene was just too good for me to go back home and just dread the fact that I didn't risk it to get a killer image. So I did take the risk. Obviously, it's always a bit scary crossing rivers with all your camera gear, but I think it was worth it. After all that risky effort, I'd be really grateful if you subscribe to the channel, and please don't forget to thumbs it up as well.
All right, so thanks to my brother, he had some shoes he lent me, and I was able to cross the river. And the reason why I wanted to cross the river is because of this little fall that's falling through the rocks. So my plan is I'm going to try to compose something with this dry patch of rock, with that little shrub, the little piece of grass, this fall that's through the rocks, and then try to squeeze in the waterfall that's up here. So if I could get all those elements, I think this will be the shot of the day. Maybe, we'll see, I don't know. So far the first shot is still the best, but this could be a good one. So I'm gonna hurry up.
So once I dialed in my composition, I still had to do 3 more things. The first thing is focus. Obviously I want the whole image in focus, and I had to do a focus stack for this one, and I was able to get everything in focus with 2 exposures. The second thing I had to do was look out for the highlights and the shadows. So like the first image, I had to make sure the big waterfall had the darker exposure for that one, and then there was some really deep shadows around the smaller fall, so I had to make sure I had all the information I needed for once I get back home. The third thing I had to look out for is movement. So obviously the water's moving, but the problem is the leaves and all the vegetation. There's a lot of wind, so it was moving a lot, so I had to take a fast shutter speed. Once that's all done, I just take all that information, put it into Photoshop, and then here's the results. I'm so glad I risked it for this image. I mean, I absolutely love this composition. From the contrast from the water just rushing down from the top left, and it just ends up at the bottom right corner, a nice little stream, and all the elements to this image, from the grass, the bushes, the big boulders, and that small little waterfall. I mean, this is probably the best waterfall image I have. So I'm really happy with this shot, and I did have to do a bit of blending for the movements in the leaves. I shot that at 1/80th of a second, and I also blended in a different exposure for the water, and I shot that one at 1/8 of a second. I really like the effects on that, and a bit of focus stacking as well. So yeah, I'm really happy with this shot. I hope you liked the video. On the next video, I'll be going to the fjord for a moonrise sunset, so if you want to see that, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification. And if you want to see another big waterfall, click on the video here, and until next time guys, God bless.